Are we getting through? Are we getting through?
I think we're reaching back to 2020.
Oh my god, I'm live on the 2020 show. Drop the rod. Mission tackle. This game is only gonna lead to disaster. No one was ever meant to play Final Fantasy II.
Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy. I'm Jeff Ekman.
And I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go, Season 5, Episode 1.
Holy shit.
We're back.
It's been a long time. A lot of crazy shit has happened.
A really lot of crazy shit has happened.
Cats came out.
The movie Cats... Let's go back. Because, first of all, this is a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy, and we record ourselves doing it, and then we edit it, put it together in a hopefully cohesive listening experience for you. And this season we're doing Final Fantasy II.
Yeah, for those of us who are not returning listeners, all of this gameplay happened many, many months ago.
Yeah, we played the game long ago, back in a time where the world was very different, quite honestly.
Yeah, the hottest topic was cats. I don't want to get into it too much right now, but...
That was what was going on back at the turn of the year, as we headed into 2020.
As they say, at the turn of the year.
I mean, a lot has happened since then.
The turn of the decade.
There will be no mention in the past recordings of any kind of pandemic or any idea of a pandemic.
It's true.
There will be speculation about what the Final Fantasy VII Remake will be like.
Which we now know exactly what it's like.
A lot has happened. The world has changed. But
yeah, man, it's been a long time since we've spoken into these microphones.
Yeah, it took us longer to get this season together than we had hoped, but we think it's going to be a memorable one.
Mm-hmm.
So this season we're playing an infamous Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy II, not released in the United States.
Yeah, came out like a year after Final Fantasy I, back in like 88 now.
Yeah, like they got straight to it, and they made it, and...
They didn't release it in America until later, but we're playing an original NES version with a fan translation by Neo Demi Force 1.03.
You know, I mean, since finishing Final Fantasy VII, let me think, because that was the last season.
Well, we then
played Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus, and watched Advent Children.
All of those are available now on the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/nocat if you want to get all the bonus stuff from last season.
And then immediately started playing Final Fantasy II. So it was really like, we went from one of the best Final Fantasy games to like a string of just really disheartening and deflating games.
Well, yeah, and let's not forget that the great game itself ended with one of the most deflating and hard time we ever had fighting Emerald Weapon.
Yeah. You know, we recently got a 1-star review pointing out that our first season is just us bitching about a game we're playing, and they're like, what's the point of playing a game just to hate on it? And this season is that even more, because we didn't even, like, from the beginning, want to fucking play this game.
Right. We're going to ask the question, why do you continue playing a game that you are not enjoying? That's a question that we're going to...
Well, I have the answer for that for this, because we made a podcast, and we decided we were going to do it.
Yeah.
Whether or not that has inherent value, or you should approach something just to fucking hate it, I don't know.
That's for others to decide.
To get into the mindset of us starting this game, I had already had more than enough goddamn Final Fantasy, and didn't really want any more of it.
Me either.
Especially not like one that everyone is like, oh, you're playing that one next? Good luck.
Yeah,
it sucks a lot.
Fun time.
But that was what the coin flip landed on, was Final Fantasy II.
The fates decided. So yeah, we're going to take you through every grueling moment of our playthrough of Final Fantasy II.
And you're going to get to hear some of the last audio recorded before the weight of a global pandemic came and sat on all of our shoulders.
Yeah, listen to the carefree nature of this season, of how good the times were.
And I think I should say right now, just so people don't get the wrong idea, like, if you're a fan of Final Fantasy II and you're here to, like, listen to the joy of two other people discovering a thing you love, don't listen to this. You're not gonna like this.
This is not for you.
Yeah, we're just negative Nancy's over here. Final Fantasy II is misery encapsulated. I mean, it's like, so Final Fantasy 1, we didn't like it very much.
No,
by
in
the
fact,
time
we
it was
hated
over,
it.
we were really glad it was over.
Yeah.
This one, It looks a lot like that. It sounds exactly like it, and it's worse.
It's a way worse
in every
experience.
way.
I would say if you're considering like, oh, let me play along with them, my recommendation personally is just don't do that. Like legitimately, for real, don't find this game. Don't play it along with us. Just listen.
Start reading books or get a different... Don't play Final Fantasy 2.
You can play along with us in the future. Just don't do it this time. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, I can't recommend this game to anybody.
I mean, we did not play the re-release. We played the version that was on the original NES with a fan translation. So we played the hardest core version that you can.
Big shout out to David Lyons, who mailed us a physical copy of the ROM put onto an NES cartridge.
And we'll go over all that in the recordings too as we get into it.
Yeah, if you did want to play along with us, it's the
Neo Demi-Force version 1.03.
That's the translation we're playing.
Yeah. So get that on your ROM hacks, or don't get that on your ROM hacks is what I'm really trying to say. Why am I telling you the information that you need to play along with us when
because
I just
told
that
you somebody's
going to
do it? Because as much as we bitch and complain, there are so many people who have already done this more than once and not even complained a little bit. And they're going to do it again.
Everybody who wants to tell us that we're being bitches about this game, like, I'm sorry you're better than me, you're more hardcore than me. All I could say is this was my experience.
I've just learned that I'm an entitled man baby with no real problems, and tiny little things will upset me, and I'll continue to do them to myself just because it's the only way I can feel anything anymore.
And looking back and listening to yourself in the pre-pandemic world...
Yeah, I mean, all of this feels so trivial. We're going to watch ourselves play Final Fantasy II for like an hour?
Longer than that.
Who is this helping?
We're going to answer that question.
Hopefully some of you out there can get some kind of escapism out of this for a minute. Because I'm getting resistant. Like, I don't want to see this game, man. Let's get to it. We have a lot to watch.
It's going to be rough. We got a lot of work to do. So let's go back to January of 2020, I believe it was.
When did Cats come out?
December.
Okay, and we saw it we saw it post-holiday season. So it was in January.
Yeah.
Early January.
I think so. So here we go.
What? Yeah, I know, he's here. Hello.
Hi.
Morning. Yeah, chase her around. For once, she gets chased. I'm excited.
I'm something.
Well, I'm excited for today. I don't know that I'll be excited at the end of today.
Man, cats.
Oh my god. Dude, I was gonna tell you, I could barely sleep last night. And it wasn't because I was kept up by having seen Cats yesterday, but the whole night I couldn't stop thinking about cats.
I'm never gonna stop thinking about cats. What in the fuck?
What was that experience? There was just so much hype for how insane that movie was going to be, and then it was exactly as insane as everybody had all said.
Longtime fans know that we start every season with a trip to the video game store, but because we aren't going to be hitting the video game store this time, we decided to take you out to breakfast.
But the thing that I was thinking about this morning was, did the new cat on the street get together with the magic cat or not?
Wait, which new?
The main cat.
Did the main cat?
Because they were like, throughout, kind of, and there was that other cat that was like introducing her to the world that clearly wanted dibs. Like, he kept trying to cut in on, Mr. Mistopheles. They just look so scary all the time.
Just never stopped looking horrible.
I promise we will get to this Final Fantasy game, but, this is important.
Cats is way more interesting than Final Fantasy 2.
I want to know what jellicle means. I don't know what jellicle. I expected it to be illuminated by seeing it.
Yeah, the jellicle cats get together once a year and kill one of themselves and
announce that one of them is jellicle. But I thought they were all jellicle.
Well,
but
because she was
there's
new,
the jellicle cat.
She had to be initiated through song and dance.
So for those of you who are lost right now because you haven't seen Cats,
yeah, we should give it a little explainer.
Or you've blocked it from your memory. The plot of Cats is that once a year, all of the jellicle cats,
which is every cat,
apparently every cat, they all come out for the Jellicle Ball, and then they have like a song and dance competition where they each sing a song about who they are.
And they choose a cat to sacrifice.
Well, old lady Deuteronomy, the oldest cat, makes the Jellicle choice. And that means that the cat that she chooses gets to go to the heavy side layer.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Which, as far as I can gather, is a metaphor for dying.
Or she ascends to our realm of existence.
Well, but the whole thing is that she's like reborn as a new cat that gets to live a new life. So it's like the cat that deserves a new life the most.
So that's the plot of Cats.
She was named the Jellicle Cat because she deserved it the most, man. Because she had.
Well, what does that make everybody else if they're not all
Jellicle choice?
Which is different from being a Jellicle.
Yeah, this
cat.
is once a year the Jellicle choice.
Okay, okay. I think I misunderstood that.
Well, you can. I mean,
the other thing to me that was funny was like some of the cats had magic,
I know,
and they would
Real
disappear
magic.
and like snap their fingers and turn to dust and teleport and shit. But only some of the cats.
I mean, describing Cats is a lot like trying to describe Final Fantasy to somebody.
I mean, you meet a bunch of weird people, and then like some magic shit that doesn't make sense happens, and then it's over.
But anyway, we're gonna play Final Fantasy 2.
probably talk about cats a lot more also.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way we can't. I'm starving.
Final Fantasy II, a game that I hear universally everyone thinks is worse than the first one.
Yeah, we're in for it. I'm excited to play something different. I'm excited to have a shorter season.
I'm excited to have a shorter season. I don't think I'm excited about this game.
I'm excited to press play. I'm excited for the first day. Like, part of me when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, and then it's gonna feel like the nostalgia of like season 1 for a day. That'll be great. And then it's gonna be like, all right, I don't need to go into this. And no, I know, but it'll hit nostalgia points for me at this point for a minute, at least, just a minute, and then it'll be
fine.
Like we'll hear how upset I get at how shitty this game is.
We played Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus.
I know we did all of Dirge of Cerberus, all of it. We played it to its end.
Ugh.
I do find it funny, like, the thrust of this whole show has been to play Final Fantasy VII, and now that is over.
I know.
So now we have diminishing amounts of excitement. Although I really want to play 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, I think those 3 will be really fun. 5.
5 will be really... Yeah, but, like, right now we're like, why are we... We're on a boat at sea.
Well, in the first season, like, there was
I don't
some
see the
element
beginning.
of we don't know what we're in for, and having played the first one, I'm like, I have a pretty good idea.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So we're headed to breakfast. We're going out to a diner, back when that was the thing that people did.
Yeah, and we have like some knowledge of like how the stuff in this game works and why people hate it so much.
We've heard from fans who were excited for us to play this, like, a couple of pieces of knowledge had been dropped.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta hit your own guys to make them level and shit?
Well, it's like how Skyrim works, where, like, to make an ability better, you have to use it.
Right.
And that applies also to your health points.
I mean, that just seems crazy.
So the more you get hit, the more your health points level up.
So at some point, we're just gonna be punching each other.
I've heard that's a good strategy, yeah.
Great.
So we ate breakfast and then started heading home.
So yeah, while we're driving back from breakfast, any other thoughts on FF2 before we get started?
I just know that we're gonna get poisoned.
There's not going to be antidotes, and we're just going to be walking back and forth from towns.
My prediction is we're gonna turn it on, hit new game, and we'll be a little guy standing outside of a town. Maybe we'll get the adamant and have to take it to the Cave of Dwarf again.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were sent the fan-translated original Japanese version, loaded onto an NES cart by a fan. I think his name is David Lyons, but I'll confirm that when we get home. So extra special thanks to David Lyons for sending us the FF2, the version that we were going to buy anyway. And coincidentally, he sent it to us literally within a week of us doing the coin flip originally, which now is like months ago.
Yeah.
Many, many months for people listening.
when we first did
this
that.
is like the evidence that this is God's plan, right? This is like in the Two Popes when he was like, I bought my ticket to Rome before the Pope even asked me to
It
come.
totally was exactly like that. It was like... Yeah, we flipped the coin, and then this guy must have, like, already had the thing in the mail, right? Like,
Yeah.
for FF2. And he sent it to us just being like, I don't know if 2 or 8 is next, but you'll need this eventually. So we get back home, and Haley has a lot of energy. For new listeners, my dog Haley is the third host of this show. Mm-hmm. She'll be around a lot this season.
She's like the spiritual force that surrounds us.
What?
She's just freaking out.
She got a lot of energy right now?
Yeah.
I took her on a nice long walk last night to hopefully work out some of the energy, but there's no fully mitigating it.
No. What you got there? I don't know. Brent got us this. It was like, let me know when you start the next season.
And you wanted us to open this box?
Yeah.
So when Ryan had first come over, he had brought a package, which we now want to open.
Yeah, my brother Brent continued his amazing tradition of getting us a gift whenever we embark on a new season, usually of stuff he hopes becomes bits on the show.
Yeah. In past seasons, he's bought us a maze book.
He made like a talking Playboy that had the twins on it.
Yeah, where when you open it, it says,
goes,
and twins.
Yeah.
Well, he did a pretty good job
He's done
this
a pretty
time.
good job so far.
What the fuck is this?
I don't know.
Crayons?
Crayons?
152 crayons? And also a Final Fantasy coloring book.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
I mean, I feel like he was like, you're going to get bored. You're playing Final Fantasy 2.
Well, I think he was going for, because he bought us the maze book when we started doing mazes on the show.
Yep.
So I think he was trying to keep things in that realm of activity for the show, of like, here's an activity book.
Coloring book. But that's not all.
A calendar of nice Jewish guys, and the guy on the cover could look a lot less like me.
Holy shit! I feel like someone face morphed you and your brother.
What, right? Holy shit, whoa. You can bring them home to mom. It's a calendar of nice-looking Jewish boys.
That's pretty fun.
Look at these nice Jewish boys in each calendar. Each month.
If you were worried, worry not. Over the course of this season, you're going to meet every one of these nice Jewish guys.
This calendar is like one of the funniest things I've ever read. And after we got it, I Googled it and I realized we're not the first people to like mine it for its comedy. Like it's been featured on the Ellen show. Like we're going to do probably exactly
Ellen.
what they did. They're like, look at how funny this thing is. And we're going to read it to you and you're going to laugh.
Well, you should all go right now to our Twitter page where you can see a recreation of the photo shoot of me doing...
Oh yeah, the other thing is this was all shot in LA and I figured out where some of the places were.
Yeah, including where the photo shoot was of the guy who looks exactly like me. So we're recreating it. It's going to happen.
Yeah, mail us stuff. We're running out of content.
Yeah.
We need more funny things to explain to you.
We've got a P.O. box.
Alright, there's a note. Dear Ryan and Jeff, this is an explanation of the things in the box.
Okay.
I was hoping to find another completely visual activity for you to undertake in audio format. The coloring book was my solution. Unfortunately, I was unable to find an already existing pornographic Final Fantasy coloring book on Amazon and refused to make my own. I did as I pulled it out, I was like, is this like a porn coloring book?
That would really clinch it if this was all like fan-made pornography of Final Fantasy characters.
He says, I also couldn't find any porn coloring books dedicated to twins. You will have to make do with this Final Fantasy one instead. The calendar is there because Stephanie and I were at a comedy show and one of the people on stage was using it as a prop.
Even the way they found the calendar was some comedian was using it in place of jokes. This thing is like magic.
I can't remember any of their jokes. However, Stephanie and I both got a kick out of the cover model because from a distance they look similar enough to Jeff for us to decide to buy this calendar for you. Please enjoy this new season / holiday gift box.
Wow.
From Brent and Stephanie.
That's a very well executed letter.
God, this calendar is so funny.
I mean, some of this is kind of pornographic just by virtue of it being Final Fantasy.
I was about to say, just because it's Final Fantasy.
I mean, there's a reason that I got really into Final Fantasy when I was like 12.
Yeah,
you know?
and replaying the 7 remake recently, I was like, this is reawakening the 12-year-old within me.
Yeah, when you see that, you're like, oh, they are totally aware of and know how much this game is about being sexually attracted to everybody on the screen at all times.
Okay, so we got this package from David Lyons. Thank you so much, David Lyons. And it includes an NES cartridge labeled Final Fantasy II. One of my favorite details about this cartridge is that on the back of it, it says copyright Nintendo.
Yeah.
It misspelled Nintendo, and it also says do not decay in extreme temperatures.
We'll keep that in mind.
So don't decay this in extreme
Seems
temperatures.
legit is the point.
That's what we're trying to say. It does have the official Nintendo seal of quality on the front of it. Alright, we're going to plug it into my old NES, which I've tested. It does still work. Mario 3 played just fine.
Man, why didn't we make a Mario 3 podcast? That sounds so much more fun than this.
Yeah, but... and in this part, we jumped over the block.
Part, I was having a hard time jumping. It's a hard level.
It's a really hard level. Alright, moment of truth. Will this turn on? Holy shit.
Yep.
Final Fantasy II, 1988. Translation by Neo Demi-Force. Version 1.03.
We're in the hands of Neo Demi-Force.
Neo Demi-Force is our guy. That's our Ted Woolsey. Special thanks to Sardu. So this translation was done on August 18th, 1998.
Yep, seems like it.
This game originally came out in what?
88. It
88?
like.
So 10 years later, Final Fantasy II.
We get it going. And we get started on one of the most ridiculous adventures that we've ever gone on yet, as we have said every season so far.
It's always a lot.
Oh man. In a far-off land, a long peace has ended. The Paramecian Empire has summoned Hellspawn and hopes to rule the world. The people of Fynn fought bravely for their kingdom and lost. Now 4 of Finn's youth must flee to Altea, with the enemy just behind. That's way more involved than the first game.
It is. That's almost like a Star Wars crawl.
So after the opening crawl, which explains to you roughly what's the universe of this game.
The bad guy empire summoned the Hellspawn, and all the good guys are suffering because of it.
It's got the flavors of the Final Fantasy game in it. We're taken to the screen of, like, choose which of the 4 save files you want to use.
Oh my god! David Lyons programmed in Hello No Cat, good luck into the 4
Yeah, the save files.
Let's do a new game. I love that he said hello no cat, good luck. Thank you, David.
Okay, we're naming people.
Oh shit.
But it looks like we're not choosing what they are. Like they have a.
You didn't like pick between fighter.
No.
Yeah, in Final Fantasy 1, you can choose what class each of your 4 people are, so this one, I guess they're more preset characters already.
Yeah, which is, again, like the later entries in Final Fantasy.
He's got like a little portrait.
It's almost like now they have specific characters, maybe.
Hopefully.
And as we're going to learn, this one doesn't really have classes either, because the leveling system and everything is pretty weird.
It's different than before, but so we're looking at some guy, and they're like, name your first character.
So what do we want to name them?
Well, we could name him after David for sending us the cartridge.
That's a good idea. David, all caps or
Oh yeah, David.
all caps, David. Okay.
So this guy.
You like that sound? Well, his last name is Lyons. I don't know.
Sure.
We should have put some thought into this. I didn't even consider the fact that we would have to come up with names again, and that we don't want to do this is a mistake again.
No.
So these characters, whenever you're reading a guide online, there's names for these characters.
Yeah, I can't believe there's no default name that, like, it'd be one thing if you can rename them, but,
Right.
like, there's no default at all.
I think you would have to, like, to give them the correct name, quote unquote, you would have to, like, read in the instruction booklet. Like, this one is this guy, this one
And
is
then
this
you
person.
type it in.
Yeah.
Lions is fine.
Alright, Lyons.
That's 2. Yeah.
That's 2. Ooh, what's her name?
Purple-haired. Oh man, I hate choosing names.
Me too. I'm the worst at it.
Like when I was a kid, I would literally just fill it all out as A. You know, like I didn't even.
We could do that.
No.
We could have a character named.
It's like I'm like, oh, I think of something funny, but names aren't funny, really. Well, sometimes they are.
They can be.
She's
not
gonna
locked
be,
in forever at this point.
She's gonna be JoJo.
JoJo?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Why not?
Oh man.
Why not?
Do you have any insight into why you were struck with the name JoJo in that moment?
Probably because Jojo Rabbit was around. And it was
okay.
a cute name.
All right.
JoJo seemed like a good nickname for like a fighter magic girl. I don't know.
Hey, that's good enough for me.
Whenever I'm naming things, if something pops into my head, I'll usually just go, just do that, because it doesn't matter.
You could sit here forever.
And this guy is Slam.
Great. Actually, I like that. Look at this stupid face. Slam it is. Oh shit.
No.
We started a battle.
Wow. In media res.
So this game kind of starts with a cutscene, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
Like your party is in battle with who I take to be the Paramikian Empire. You get your asses kicked.
Yeah, you got the four of you versus some Dark Knights. Mm-hmm. It's definitely different than just opening on you outside of town and being like, go.
Yeah.
David, JoJo, Slam, and Lions is down at the bottom for some reason. Music's cool.
Yeah.
This is a very exciting opening, you know? A lot more exciting than FF1.
What?
Oh shit, David's dead. Oh, it's gonna be one of these. Lions is
we're
dead.
supposed to lose. Okay.
Oh no.
Everyone in the party's going down one by one.
We're dead. The Dick Knights are kicking our ass.
Okay.
Ooh.
So then you come to, I guess, like in a strange room on top of like a pentagram. You're in some kind of magic revival room, I guess.
Yeah, the room's pretty bare, and there's two people who like surround you, and one of them is named Hilda, and Hilda's like, will he survive?
Will he survive? Says Hilda. Min says, yes. It'll not be long before he regains consciousness. He has a strong life force. Unconscious and covered in blood. Haley, what do you want? Let me deal with her. What?
You have to tell us what it is, Haley.
I don't see any balls under the desk.
Unconscious and covered in blood, save him. Ah.
So Hilda and Min had found us bloody in the forest on the way out of Finn, which is another city, and they heal us.
I've amplified his life force. Now let's let him be for now. Amplified his life force. Nice.
Hilda You're right, we should get going. Everybody's waiting for us at the meeting.
The meeting, huh?
If the Empire completes their warship at Bofsk, we'll stand no chance against them.
We are definitely back to a Final Fantasy where the names of things are really hard to keep straight.
Yeah.
We've got Finn and Min and Bofsk.
Bofsk. Bofsk.
All right, I'm way okay. This
We'll
is way
stand
more.
more
This
chance
is
of-
way more promising than the first one.
Well, there seems to be more story than just like, you're outside of town, go.
Yeah.
Where am I?
The others. Yeah, where the fuck is JoJo and Slam?
Lions.
So yeah, we were woken up by some people who hate an empire, and they're like, we've revived him now, we should leave him for a bit. And you start walking around like, where are all my friends?
JoJo.
Slam, where are you?
I gotta get some water.
JoJo is right outside. David, you're alive. Where's Lions? It's alright. I'm sure he's alive. This is auto running.
Wow, a cinematic.
Yeah, this is like a cutscene for real.
Yeah, and it walks us into the throne room, where Hilda is waiting.
So, you have recovered. Good.
Is Hilda the queen? Oh, princess.
Princess Hilda.
Princess, please let us fight with your rebel army against the Empire. Settle down. In your current state, you'd only be throwing your lives away. You need to get buff in the woods.
We've got nothing else to live for. Our family, our homes, gone.
I'm sorry. Well, you may stay here in Altea if you wish.
No, I don't wish. I gotta go fight.
Remember the Wild Rose. It's the crest of Finn and the secret password of our rebel army. Okay.
I'll
Wild
try to
Rose.
remember that.
The crest of Finn and the secret password.
Alright, talk to everybody multiple times.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, talk to everybody multiple times.
I wish we had really listened to our advice there, because we didn't talk to the princess a second time.
That's going to be important. But right now, we're going to go talk to the guy next to her named Min.
Your destiny will be intertwined with mine. I can feel it. First, head towards Finn.
You can
Say, learn, or item.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this game has a big say and learn mechanic.
Yeah.
We don't understand it yet.
Yeah, it's kind of like a rudimentary dialogue option kind of thing. Like it's meant to give you more interactivity with the world, but in a sort of funny, obtuse way.
Yeah.
Like certain people will have things you can learn that you then need to say to other people, but you don't learn them just by hearing them. You have to go in and learn. You have to select learn.
Say. Okay.
There's a bunch of blank things for you to say?
I can't say anything to him.
What can you learn? There's nothing to learn. There's no
Nothing
items.
to item. Okay, alright.
Nothing to item.
Stop walking around. Fuck. Come on.
Nothing there. Nothing
It's
there. Nothing there. This is bringing back memories.
Okay.
There it is. To the east is the port city of Palm, but a large lake blocks the way. Guess we'll need dynamite.
Or a boat.
You could get
If
there
we had
if
a
you had a
canoe.
canoe.
Uh-huh.
Canoe.
Bring back the canoe.
What's this old guy got to say?
Finn Castle has been taken by the Empire. Their monsters are all over the place. What's with these? Oh yeah, they summoned Hellspawn. Forgot.
This is the meeting room.
It always seemed to me like if you're gonna take over a land, summoning a Hellspawn is a pretty short-sighted thing to do. Because you're probably not gonna want the Hellspawn around after you win.
After you win and you just want to live a nice life, this is the meeting room.
Okay.
We're back to an era where people just say basic shit, which is kind of nice. This is Altia's rebel base.
What's this guy doing? Kashuan's Prince Gordon is here in Altia. It seems he has lost his confidence, though. Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Remember that. It's comes up later in the plot.
Except for the fact that we're not going to remember that.
We're not, as we're playing this, we're not going to have any idea of what's really going on or why.
There's a time where we run into Gordon later and we're like, there's just a guy named Gordon who they just introduced here. And
Yeah.
It's like,
well, when
already...
he joins the party, yeah. Like, if you haven't been paying attention to this dialogue and going like, oh, Gordon.
Yeah.
He was a prince who had confidence, but now he's lost his groove and he's got to get it back. Like, we can't even keep the opening scroll from this game in our heads.
Princess Hilda fled here to Altia when Finn was seized. This is maybe too complicated.
She took control of the rebellion when the king was fatally wounded. This is just very reminiscent of other early FF games, you know? Like,
Nothing there.
nothing on the bookshelves?
Nope.
You got a potion out of the box.
That's good.
We're getting potions.
So we keep exploring the first floor of this castle.
Right, and we find the king. He's like laid up in bed waiting to die, basically, which is why the princess is in charge. That's all there is to it.
This is the king's room. He was critically injured by the Empire's soldiers. Oh, so he's in bed.
Oh, the pain. My daughter Hilda will tell you everything.
Say.
You got shit to say to this guy.
Man, what is this
Nothing to
mechanic?
learn.
I can
you give him a
I think I
potion?
can give him the item.
What if you
Should I
gave
give
the
it to
hurt
him?
king the potion? He can't
Okay.
use this. Sure.
So that's gonna probably be for very specific instances. Like, you got the crystal key this guy's been going on and on and on about.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't give anybody a digestive or anything like that. You can only give them the specific items that they're looking for.
Yeah. I would also like to point out, is this the first instance of them starting to put shit buckets in rooms in Final Fantasy
May
games?
just be.
Because there's a shit bucket in this room.
Nothing in this chamber pot.
There's gotta be secrets.
There certainly will be. I don't know if there are right here.
So we step out of the castle into the town.
Look at us, we're in town. There's a
These
weird guy.
walking
Slow
people.
down.
Hi, I'm Paul, the world's greatest thief. There's nothing I can't steal. Okay?
Learn.
Learn.
And the say learn mechanic pops up every time you talk to certain people, even if you're not going to be using that mechanic with them until like way later in the game.
Nothing to learn.
Oh, God. Shit. The Empire hasn't attacked us yet, thankfully.
I wonder if that'll be the name of the first episode and also the theme of the season. There's nothing to learn here.
Is this water?
Nothing to learn.
Nothing to learn here. Nothing to learn.
It was water, yes. We could buy ourselves a sword.
Ah!
Tobal is our blacksmith. He can make great tools, but lately he's been hiding.
Oh, well, that's a shame. So the magic shop's over there, the weapon shop's down there.
Should we buy anything?
Yeah, I'm just not done walking around yet.
Paul may be a thief, but he only steals from the Empire.
What is this building?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Well, this is like the opening music.
Mm-hmm. You can't use this.
Yeah, we walk into this giant room that has a statue in it, and we're like, this is definitely going to be important later in the story.
But it's not. This is just like, this is where you go to revive people.
We'll learn that eventually.
This
The
will be
statue?
important later. Yeah.
You can't use the statue.
This is a later room.
Cool. What's this guy got to say?
My name is Gordon. I ate Prince of
Late
Prince. Oh,
Late Prince. Does that mean he's
dead? Learn.
There's nothing to learn in this game.
Here's the inn.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Okay,
Zero
so
Middle
it's
Night.
free to
That's
stay
nice.
here. That's great.
God, they're starting to learn.
They're not learning. It's just that we have full HP and MP right now, so it costs nothing to stay at the inn.
Yeah, I can't remember if that's how it was in the first game or not.
I think
but
it just cost money.
In this one, it costs based on how much you're going to have to heal.
Yeah.
Guess we'll go to the weapons store first.
Do we have any weapons?
I don't know.
Did it start us with 0?
We have a broadsword.
Hey. At least you didn't start unequipped with $400 in your pocket. Like, go to the store.
That's true.
Also, it'll be interesting to see if we can buy more than one potion at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, calm down.
Where the hell is Lions?
Lions, I think, is in the town that we gotta go find him.
Oh, okay. I'm just an old man. Learn.
Learn from old man.
So we take a look at the weapons that are available in the store.
Oh, it's not gonna even be apparent
What's good?
what we should get.
Well, those have to be.
We already have a broadsword.
Oh, God.
Like, everyone has something.
Hey, Luke. Okay, so everybody has something. Maybe we go.
Maybe the armor shop.
The armor shop. Well, they all had like leather somethings, you know.
They all had a little bit, but they
They could
had
use more.
slots that were unequipped, too.
I think we should also hit the item shop and make sure that we have enough antidotes and potions and shit to like go anywhere.
Like, also, wasn't there a thing where not everyone can equip just anything in the first one?
That was a thing.
Fuck. Okay, Slam. Slam's got...
An axe and a leather body.
Well, we could get a leather helmet. I don't think
Or
anyone has
leather
one.
leather rockets.
Yeah, is that...
Callbacks to season 1. I think it's gauntlets.
Gauntlets?
I feel like this is just common among all early RPGs where, like, it's just unclear what any item is. Is one item better?
Yeah.
Is it worse?
You just want that blue thumbs up that, like, FF6 gives you,
Yeah.
you know?
Just show me the stat change.
Yeah.
Like, just show it to me.
Potion. I'll buy a few of these. Oh, wait. One at a time, yep.
Should we get an antidote?
It's pretty expensive.
I
I don't
know,
know
but
if we'll
it's an
get
antidote.
poisoned right away.
I say get an antidote.
Alright.
Knowing these fucking games.
Yeah, after that, like, spider forest in 1 where we just kept getting poisoned at every step, like, I expected the worst, but, like, that doesn't really come into play for a long-ass time.
Yeah, but, you know, we're taking a stab in the dark,
Yeah.
just getting some
We
general
think
gear.
that we know what to do.
Let's look at the magic shop, too.
Yeah, smart.
We only have
we shouldn't
100
have bought
left.
that. If we hadn't bought that antidote, we could have afforded cure.
But does anyone know how to... I don't even... Let's just
Probably
get out there
our
into
chick,
the world.
right?
Or maybe anyone can cast. I don't know. Alright, here we are on the world map.
World map! It looks like it does in the first one.
Let's just say we were file 1.
What is the deal with this holding the reset button when turning the power on?
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, when you go to save on old Nintendo games like this, it tells you to remember to hold the reset button when turning the power off.
Yeah, something about, like, I guess it was easy to corrupt data or, like, power could surge through the cartridge or something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like it's an issue usually.
I think that had to do with like frying the battery in some way, like some kind of power surge issue that we ignored it and it was fine in FF1. It's a fight.
Okay,
We're in a
some
battle, a real one.
hornets.
What are these bugs?
Yeah.
All right, they're hornets.
Our first random encounter.
We got 4 hornets here.
Oh, that one ran away.
Ran away.
The first thing that anybody does in a battle in this game is one of the hornets runs away.
which becomes like a point of that. There's like a reason that they program the enemies to run away. That's like to fuck us.
Oh,
you
fucking
missed.
goddamn
You
it.
missed.
You gotta...
Ineffective.
Oh, man.
Oh, people are gonna be missing.
And once again, just like in the first one, if you select to attack an enemy and that enemy either runs or is killed before that character's turn comes up, they will just attack the air and you'll have wasted your turn.
This game's gonna get better as it goes along, man. That guy hit. Victory.
Okay.
Did it say one?
Whoa!
How much gil?
9, but also it said our intelligence went down and our strength went up. Like,
Our
it's an
intelligence
airship.
went down? What is it doing?
So as we're confused by the first indications of what the leveling system is, some airship just flies over our head and goes off screen, and we're just like, what the fuck? What was that?
Which is especially maddening in a game like this, because it's not like you can chase it down.
No.
Like, once that ship is off the screen, it doesn't exist.
Does this world just have airships flying around? Like
guess.
it's like the world? Like with planes? And you look up
Seems like
sometimes
it,
and
yeah.
you see a plane? These hornets are little shits. They run away all the time. The hornet fell. You didn't kill it. You felled it.
Felon hornets over here.
Miss. You've been poisoned.
Oh, God.
It
damn
happened.
Fucking God.
These hornets are
The
poisonous. They're the
antidotes-
first fucking guy in the
Wait,
game.
Okay.
Oh,
That
yeah, we gotta
didn't
pick
do any
those three things.
stats.
But the down on intelligence, like, why did we...
Because we're not casting magic. I don't know.
What?
It doesn't
I
even
don't
say their
remember.
status. No. Maybe you're not poisoned
Maybe
after
they're-
battle.
Oh my god. Then what is antidote for?
For in battle when you get poisoned.
Whoa. Are you just walking around in the woods?
I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Because there was a bridge up.
Yeah. I want to see because there was a bridge closer to us.
Okay.
I want to check out first.
Yeah, if you do some early grinding, I think that'll be okay in the process of exploring this opening area.
Yeah. Well, it's not like we know where to go.
She's been poisoned.
Stop it.
The fact that they don't keep the poison status in between battles is honestly like a gigantic game changer. Also, we're not fighter with a random name, we're like a guy with a random name.
Yeah, there's characters. My inclination is we're gonna want to get this girl some magic and start using it. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
well,
fight
do we
until I
have
can buy some magic.
Once we have 200 gil, we'll be able to buy her cure.
Yeah, I think the move is to grind around here until we can get everyone better equipped and then
How much gil do you have?
180.
Alright.
I'm gonna grind out like 400.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, but then we can buy armor.
Victory. 12 gil.
12. You know, when I was fighting those hornets, I was getting like 40 to 50 if I killed all of them.
So in Final Fantasy I, one of our biggest problems was when we would get to a new shop, we would not then grind until we could buy everything in the shop.
Yeah.
And then have to go back and get it later. And
So thinking back to it, we were like, we should probably just get everything that's in this town first, which I don't think we totally do because it's too much.
It ends up becoming too much, and for better and worse, this game is built in a completely different way where you're not meant to get everything in a town the first time because
maybe you are, but
everything's all out of order.
Everything is out of order.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when we level up.
I don't think that it does level up. I think it said, like we
It's
saw in
that,
there, it was like
your
strength
stats.
up. Yeah.
But is that stats for everybody or just for...
No, it said someone's name.
81 gil. Wow. Yeah. Intelligence down, HP up for JoJo.
This whole way leveling works will slowly unravel itself to us, especially once I look it up.
At
But
a certain
even when I
point,
look it up,
you look it up, but
it's still
there's
so hard to understand.
well, part of the problem is the only guides explaining it are written for like Final Fantasy scientists who want to know like the hard numbers, and we're just going like, I just need
to know how to get through it.
Explain it like I'm 5.
I say go buy her some cure magic. We got cure magic. Do you equip the magic?
I don't know.
Go to the left hand and put cure. Okay.
Okay.
What?
Oh yeah, we still don't know how to like teach our people magic, so we equip it to our item slots. Everybody has 2 item slots for items that if you equip it to them like a potion, then they can use the potion in battle.
Right, this is some serious D&D shit. You got to prepare the items you're going to use. You don't have access to your full inventory.
I'm kind of happy to be playing a really old school FF game.
Yeah,
I'd like it to be
with it
FF5,
right now.
you know, but
Yeah.
like, for right this moment,
Fried Gill a night.
yep, because you were hurt more. That sucks.
So we set out to try to use Cure, which I equipped to JoJo's item slot.
I'm gonna just use... Wait, no magic? The fuck?
It's an item. If you use this, is it gonna use it up?
I don't know.
Well, you don't have anybody to cure.
I know, I just wanted to use it just to level up.
But it should be in magic. The Hornets are doing nothing, and the Leg Eater ran away. It worked.
So yeah, we use the Cure Tome in battle as an item, which gives everyone a Cure All. But what you really want to do is use it out of battle on a person, which teaches them Cure, so they can use it forever.
Everybody gets a cure. Everything's a cure-all.
Got it.
Love
It
that.
didn't use any MP. I wonder if the item is gone now. Yep, it used it up.
Well, fuck.
Already wasting money. Already wasting time.
Took so long to get that money.
We should also remember this is a case where these games had big instruction manuals
I
that
know, I
had
was
the stats of
just
absolutely
thinking
everything,
that.
and like,
It's like, it will tell you how to use
we're
magic.
gonna have to look up some stuff.
The character need only collect a tome and use it to learn the spell.
Yeah, helpful tip. Use the item in the menu on the person, and then they learn that magic.
Yeah, and then you can just use it with your MP.
Do you use it in
Maybe outside of battle you use it like an item?
in the menu?
Yeah.
Any character can learn any spell, and all characters have 16 spell slots. Yeah, the more you use the spell, the more the spell levels up. You know, like materia. It's just an early materia system, Ryan.
It is.
Who doesn't love that?
Except you can't take the spell off of someone and put it on someone else. Everyone has to level up their own spells individually.
I mean, at what point do you want to start exploring the continent?
When I get some magic and armor?
Okay.
Wasn't that the plan?
Yeah, but I thought we got the magic.
No, we didn't.
No, I know we used it, but I'm like, alright, well, let's just get another one and go.
I'm gonna be
Really?
prepared, man.
Alright.
I'm not gonna...
You're smart. You're being smart. I don't know what I'm arguing for. I'm like, let's get going on this
I
game.
was trying to learn how it
It's
works.
fundamentally not about getting going. Like, I've already forgotten that sitting here and doing this
This is going.
is it.
This
is
it.
We are going.
That's in the car when you were like, well, I'm excited to see it. I was like, this is it. This is it.
We've now seen it.
This is the 30 hours ahead of us.
Let me look that up. Maybe your agility went up.
Sweet.
How long to beat FF2? Well, the main story is 25 and a half hours. Main plus extras is 32 hours. And completionist is 41. What is even completionist if not
I have no
in a
clue.
game such as this?
It's not us. Okay, so I have a cure tome.
Yeah, use it and give it to JoJo. Well,
Okay, so now
great.
she has cure.
We've made progress.
Yeah, we now know how to teach people magic, so now in her magic slot it says Cure, and there's 2 zeros next to it. 'Cause
Yeah.
as we're gonna learn, as you keep using it, these numbers will slowly tick up.
And when they get to 100, it will level up.
The leg eater fell. The leg eater tripped.
Did. Hey, check out the ocean effect.
Ooh.
It's kind of nice.
See, that's totally different from that lake and
Okay, so
river.
we're getting blocked here.
You're beginning to explore the area.
Yeah, I'm slowly walking across bridges, heading north, northwest.
You know, they're pretty pedantic in the video game fan. What is it?
This airship keeps just floating by. Are we gonna have to like lasso it?
We're to a new town.
New town.
This is Gadia. Finn is just beyond the lake.
Okay.
So we're in Gadia.
Yeah, and if you remember Final Fantasy 1, the NPCs block you in a lot. And so in this game, I think to try to solve that, they made them walk around faster.
Like,
Which
really
creates a
fast.
different problem where, like, you can't talk to anyone because you try to hit A and they've moved on.
You go, come here, come here, come here.
They could just make these people not walk around. Hello, wizard man.
Look, old man. Finn's castle has been taken by the Empire. Their minions prowl around the town. It's dangerous.
There's a bar at the edge of Finn. The owner houses a dying man who somehow... Oh, that's who we're trying to find.
Yeah,
But we're in Gadia.
right. And Finn is on the other side of the lake. What are you selling? Some leather gloves.
Give them to JoJo.
Sure. We're like old pros at this Final Fantasy thing.
We're saying that now. I'm gonna check every well. I don't even give a fuck. Alright, this town sucks. This one seems like everyone can do everything, which is nice.
Leg eaters are running away. They're legging it, as people like to say.
At least they start you in an area where you're kind of overpowered instead of just like getting your shit just fucked up.
The brutality of the first like 10 hours of FF1 is just, I mean, remember the Marsh Cave? Mm-hmm. Fuck.
We're just speaking too soon.
Yeah,
like,
this game has nothing but marsh caves.
We may have made it to the second town, technically, but we've walked, like, you can see the first town from the second town, you know?
Can't hit this goblin.
I can't do it. I kind of feel like we should maybe save up for an offensive magic so we can have her
just save.
Oh yeah, because if we just got no one using magic for like hours, we're gonna get fucked.
I enjoyed this music at this moment.
Yeah, it's alright.
You saying that just really struck me because, like, I often, since we did this season, will just find myself thinking about how much I fucking hate the battle music in this game.
Yeah.
I think it's the same as the first one, but this music will truly drive you insane. Because once you get a little ways into Final Fantasy II, most of the battles are well over a minute long.
Yeah,
like, they
you're
take
gonna
forever.
hear this a lot.
But yeah, I guess we're gonna need to... What the fuck with these airships?
I don't know.
All the fights are pretty easily, luckily, and I just wander like a little bit further north of this town.
And instead of fucking goblins and hornets,
Wizogre.
we run into a whiz ogre.
We didn't like cross a lake or there's no threshold at all. None.
Just a little bit north.
You've been blinded.
Oh shit.
Oh, you've been darkened.
This is bad.
He darked you.
This is really bad.
He done darked you. You missed.
Oh no.
You missed.
No, I hit. I just didn't do any damage.
How did that work?
Yeah, in this game, a lot of enemies that you run into, you'll hit them for 0 damage.
Yeah, if they're just above you enough, it's just, yeah.
That's cool sunglasses, though.
I do like the sunglasses.
Oh yeah, and the darkness indicator is cool sunglasses over your characters, which is great.
I'm glad they had that from the beginning. That's probably the kind of shit that allowed this franchise to survive, you know? Like, we're hating this because it's old and the gameplay isn't up to par with how things are now, but, like, the sunglasses.
The charm.
Little touches like that.
Should you use magic with her?
We don't have any offensive magic.
No, but just to use the magic.
If we die, I mean, I don't think we're gonna survive
now,
this.
yeah, I don't even know. Well, antidote?
No.
No? Antidote?
Eye drops, man.
Eye drops. Fuck.
We walked into the wrong field. This is what the fuck you get.
David's dead.
We're all dead.
Jojo's dead. Slam is dead. We died. It happened.
Alright. Okay. Well,
Oh, that's where the
let's
wizard.
go this way this time.
That's our first game over.
Yeah, so now you know just to not walk into that part of that field.
Yep.
Or the enemies suddenly jump in difficulty to
You should
some
go in a
crazy-
different direction.
Like, in fact, we're not going to be ready to go into that field for like 15 hours or something. It's
At
like a
least, like,
long
5
time.
episodes, I think.
Yeah.
So he just blinded you up front. Mm-hmm. And there was nothing you could do. Yeah, so check out the towns first.
And yeah, we walk into the town of Finn and talk to the first person we see.
Yeah, who's like a guy in a purple cloak.
Rebels!
Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit! Oh, fuck!
The people in this town will fuck you up if you talk to them.
Yeah, this is the occupied town that we just fled from. These are the bad guys.
We got ambushed by a captain.
Oh.
Jojo's
No,
dead.
I don't know if we can be in here yet. I think we gotta grind until we got all our equipment and magic and shit, and then come back and fight these people.
Just see if you can beat him.
What do you think I'm doing?
And if not...
No, there's no way.
Oh,
He did
God.
335 damage.
Fucked. If you had not talked to him, would everything be fine, or...
Maybe.
Well, shit. The amount to which it seems like we're gonna have to grind in this little area and we can't even go up here
Oh, yeah.
is insane.
Well, why would that first town have all that magic if you're not supposed to get all that magic? And they're like 400 each?
Because you could come back for it later.
That's actually exactly why.
Yeah, but the fact is, we're missing something else about this game that's going to allow us to progress that we don't realize yet.
Yeah.
And when you get our fourth person in the party, you're back at the hometown.
You're hurting my brain, Jeff.
You get all the magic. Then you don't walk around in a circle outside town until you can buy all the magic.
We've been through this.
But what if we get too powerful and then nobody ever touches us and our HP gets too low and then there's guys doing 400 damage to us?
We gotta punch ourselves.
Already?
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can sneak around in the town. That could be, what you're supposed to do.
Could be. You just don't talk to anybody. Overworld music's good.
Everyone's starting to miss a lot more.
Oh shit, I think the episode that we just released today on Patreon is the one where you throw the controller.
Oh man.
Because somebody just said, I may have discovered the sadist side of myself. The worse it goes in the game, the more I enjoy the episode. The materia arranging outburst was season 1 level greatness. Sincerely, the Marquis de Chocobo.
Well, the Marquis de Chocobo, settle in, because I think you're going to be satisfied by the season that lays ahead of you.
Yeah, it's become clear that there's a very definitive dividing line in our fan base. And some people are going to really like this season, and some people are going to be like, why are they even playing something if all they do is hate it?
Yeah, I think if I haven't talked
blocking the
but I get into
random encounters. Oh, but this is points.
Maybe these are fine.
I mean, it's those that guard, the captain. Okay, challenge your captain.
So we're walking around the town of Finn, not talking to any of the people, and you get into random encounters with doable enemies in here.
Yeah, so they invented a stealth mechanic, sort of, which is like, don't talk to the bad guys, they'll kick your ass.
So it does look like there's an asshole blocking the inn in this town, but there is other shit to explore.
The princess told us that we should look for the pub in this town.
Yeah.
And specifically the pub owner, because he's with the resistance.
There's a pub!
Yeah, that's where I want to get to.
How the fuck do you get... Can you get to it without leaving?
Well, the pub is the place where the guy is.
Right, but how do you get to the pub? Does the pub have a back door?
There's gotta be a secret. Okay, maybe I can walk around the edge.
So to get to the pub, there's just a little secret way to get sort of on the outside of the fence of the town, and then you can walk around to the back door, I guess.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, yay! You really can! Look at us. Ah!
We walk into the pub and it's full of those captain guys. We're afraid to talk to anybody.
Yeah, which is scary at first until you realize you just don't have to talk to them.
Jesus!
There's a lot of bad guys in here. That seems like a good guy. Whoa there, don't enter behind the counter. Why are these Imperial soldiers always so rough? Grumble, grumble.
So there's an innkeeper who we can talk to.
And it comes up with the say, learn item thing, which I'm like, we learned the password that I want to say to this guy.
Yeah, there's nothing to say because our say mechanic
I didn't
is
realize
fully empty.
that even though we had read the password, we did not learn it.
You got shit to say to this guy.
We didn't take that information and internalize it and to make it a part of our worldview so that we could then tell it to this man.
In fairness to us, looking back at it, the game didn't give us the option to. We needed to talk to Hilda a second time in order to get the option to, which we'll get into in a minute. But fuck that.
And nothing to learn from him.
God damn it, we're gonna have to kill all these fuckers, aren't we?
Let's get out of here. Let's go back to the first town and buy shit.
And that's episode 1 of season 5 of No One Can Know About This.
We're slowly getting going.
I know we've done basically nothing yet in this game, but bear with us. This season's gonna be like a train getting up and running.
I honestly feel a little bad because I think the only good thing we might say about this game is that sunglasses on sprites are cute.
Yeah.
Well, just to balance it out, I'll get in here and I'll say a couple. They did improve some things over 1.
Yeah, okay.
You don't miss, you can fight battles at the beginning. You're not missing, more than 50% of the time.
No, you're missing 30% of the time.
Yeah, it's still high, but it's not. I mean, that first game,
It was
we were
ridiculous. No, it was
we
nuts.
missed, and then they missed, and then we missed,
Yeah.
and then they missed, and you're just sitting there going
nuts.
I mean, they did add in that enemies just run away or do nothing, so there's still a lot of wasted downtime.
But there are characters.
They've written some characters.
There's more of a thing going on than there are orbs in your pocket. You gotta polish them.
They wrote a plot which honestly, like with the level of like graphic fidelity they had, it's kind of better to not have a plot because it's really hard. Like like for instance, we met Gordon here, but he doesn't look distinct enough that when you meet him again, you're like, oh yeah, Gordon.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, it's really hard in this game in particular for me to put myself in the mindset of 1988 as a gamer.
I mean, I think even back then, a lot of people didn't like this one as well. Because, you know, I'll say they were, as they often are, very ambitious with this one. And I think a lot of it just didn't work. Like, the leveling system is so fucked.
Well, we're going to get into a lot more of that next week. We'll get our legs under us.
Welcome to Final Fantasy II.
Yeah.
Don't play this game. Go play. There's so many Final Fantasy games.
Video games in general.
In fact, I think I was reading that including the spin-offs, I think there are 50 Final Fantasy games.
That's insane. That's nuts.
Right? So this is just one. This is just one.
It's just one of them.
You could pick from 49 others. Probably at least 9 of those are good.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I wonder if they were counting, like, Chocobo's Dungeon.
They must have been.
And,
yeah, I think they were. So, are you ready to do our new version of the live stream segment?
I am. Going into the live stream was getting a little traumatic, so we've hired a copy boy to bring us the copyright.
All right, let's call him in. Copy boy, come on in. Do we have any messages today?
God, I just love those bells he wears all over. It's, I mean, how professional and delightful.
It's such a cool uniform.
It's a great
The bell
service.
uniform?
If you know what? It's worth it. Stretch for a copy boy. It'll improve your life.
Yeah. Thank you to all the Patreon supporters for making the copy boy possible. And yeah, we've got a message.
Let's hear it.
The first message of Season 5. The message reads, Writers, this message is for you. Is your novel bogged down by endless character reintroductions? Struggling to distinguish dinosaurs from dragons? Need more creative and less confusing terminology than soldier and weapon? Are you finding that punctuation and grammar like moms are tough? Whatever spoony writing obstacle is in your way, I, Kaiser Editing, shall knock them all down. KaiserEditing.com is the website for freelance editor Aaron Kaiserman, an experienced writer, editor, and academic with deep knowledge of and appreciation for the written word. Aaron Kaiserman, a professor of English literature and writing, specializes in academic writing and middle grade fiction, as well as sci-fi and fantasy. Email aaron.kaiserman@gmail.com. That's AARON.Kaiserman, KAISERMAN @gmail.com, or visit KaiserEditing.com to learn more about Aaron's services. While you're there, check out the blog, which includes reviews of progressive rock albums, Star Trek the original series episodes, picture books, and children's toys. Kaiser Editing also has a Patreon. Become a patron to unlock exclusive savings on editing services and to contribute to blog content creation. Every story must have an ending. Let's make yours memorable together.
Well, thank you, Aaron.
Thank you so much. That sounds like an extremely useful service.
It really is. I mean, look, I think Square could use his help, honestly.
Can we get Square Enix to call him?
Can he get in there and tell them to decide it's either Whispers or Arbiters of Fate? I mean, they're still doing this. Like, come on,
can we get
name your stuff?
A little clarity?
Anyway, not to harp on that,
but it really would be useful to go to KaiserEditing.com and get a little help on your writing.
Yeah, maybe you have something that's basically done but needs a little sprucing up,
some fresh eyes on it.
Yeah, a little bit of magic.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Aaron, for that message. And take it away, copy boy. Take away the message. Thank you.
He takes it too, so you don't even have trash left.
No, he waits around for us to finish a message. Thank you so much, copy boy. If you're interested in a copy message, they're $25 a piece. Just email nocappodcast@gmail.com with the subject line copy or whatever you want. We do payments through PayPal because we're an entirely independent podcast. So get in touch and send us a message to read. And thank you so much again to Aaron Kaiserman.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate it.
And with that, let's end the show. Tell a friend.
Yeah, tell a friend about the show.
Rate and review us.
And as always, a huge thank you to our Patreon supporters. We're here doing this for you.
Yeah, this season's just getting started. There's more episodes in it than you were going to expect.
You know, we're really glad to be back. We're sorry for that long break.
Yeah.
Coronavirus has affected everything, including Final Fantasy.
We play games on Twitch at twitch.tv/NoCatPodcast if you want to hang out with us sometimes live and watch us play other games.
Or, you know, a lot of people that find out about that are like, oh, I can go watch you play. Like, we have full playthroughs of like Dark Souls and a couple other things that we've done. So
yeah,
if you're
a lot more no cat content.
If you need more content, it's not edited like the podcast, but you can go watch that stuff.
Yeah. We also have awesome t-shirts and mugs, which we strongly recommend you go to our Etsy page and search No One Can Know About This or No Cat Podcast, and you'll find the Haley t-shirt, the This Is a Mistake t-shirt and mug, and the Haley mug.
They
and
make
the logo
especially great gifts for loved ones who don't care about Final Fantasy or listen to the podcast.
And they're a really great way to support the show.
Yeah, I've been told, like, it's a great thing to give because you give it to them, they look at it, and they're like, oh, it's a mug. What is this of? And then you get to explain No One Can Know About This to them, and they're like, what's Final Fantasy? And then you get to explain, and then you've had, like, a whole conversation.
All this time has passed.
Yeah,
and you've
like,
enjoyed it.
You can probably leave the party, too, now. Like, if you were worried about, like, I don't know if I'm going to know everyone there, you've already, like, given the gift, and you've had a long conversation, you've enlightened them. You've improved everyone's life.
So go do all of that.
And, it's been a while since we've had to do one of these.
I know. Are you all ready for No One Can Know About This dessert? Do we have to think of more desserts? Can we do something different?
Oh, other than dessert?
Or do you think that, I mean, there is like a whole universe of desserts out there, but like I haven't been keeping track of what we've said.
You know what? I've been realizing we don't have to do anything. We can just play a clip.
Here's a clip. Boy, we're really getting lazy this season, huh? Here you go, you fuck.
A couple of the cats had fucking sneakers on to do like a dance bit.
I know. Best was like, in the middle of one of the songs, they just had two cats doing like a hip-hop dance routine. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like from like an Apple commercial or
That's
something.
the one I'm talking about. Those two guys had fucking sneakers on.
Yeah.
They were wearing like Skechers.
But I mean, back to the railway cat.
Yeah.
He's not a cat that lives at the railway.
No, he is
works
like
on the train.
He runs he's like the conductor.
Well, I think he was singing that he runs the sleeping car, and he like walks around and makes sure everybody's quiet. I don't know, but he tap dances. Were they all in heat?
I don't know.
I can't believe there wasn't a sex scene in that movie. They were all like all over each other. Constantly.
I feel like there's an argument to be made that they were all sex scenes in that movie.
There it totally is.